Hey guys, today we're taking a look at the differences between the EPS and the EPS Carry. So there still seems to be some confusion between the EPS and the EPS Carry, and likely so because it is kind of confusing because they are so similar in optics, and they kept pretty much the same name but just changed the fact that one says Carry and one doesn't. So there's still a lot of confusion when purchasing these or trying to differentiate which one they should go with. So we're going to go over the differences and which one you should go with for your build. So when talking about the differences, there is almost no difference other than the actual size of these optics. The EPS is a larger optic, the EPS Carry is a smaller optic. The easiest way I have found to remember this is the fact that this one says Carry, so in my mind that means a concealed carry, so that means a smaller gun, so that is what this optic is and the biggest difference between the two. I'm going to be putting a ton of B-roll here for you guys just so you guys can really see a close-up look at these. Now you're going to notice in the B-roll that these optics have slightly different features, and that's just because my EPS is a lesser model than my EPS Carry. My EPS Carry is the highest model that you can get with the solar backup and the MRS reticle, which is the multi-reticle system. The EPS that I have does not have a solar backup and does not have the multi-reticle system. But with that being said, every feature that you can get in the EPS, you can get in the EPS Carry. So the features are all the same, like the 50,000 hours of battery life, the reticles, you can get the multi-reticle system, red and green, the solar backup and not the solar backup. So everything is the exact same. Now there's one more tiny difference that the EPS Carry has that the EPS doesn't, and that is this back notch here on the deck. Now, what I think that's for is co-witnessing your sights here, just like a little tiny backup sight for you to be able to look through and kind of see with. Don't know why the EPS doesn't have it. Not really sure why they did that on one and not the other because they're very, very similar, but that is one thing you're going to notice other than the actual size difference is the fact that the EPS Carry has that and the EPS does not. Now that you've had a chance to take a look at all this B-roll and these optics side by side, hopefully that helps you be able to see the exact size differences between the two optics. Now the big difference between optics you're going to see is when you add the 509. These are all enclosed optics. I'm going to put them here on top of this gun. This one here, this is my Glock 45, has the 509T on it. That is where you're going to get the biggest jump and biggest difference. The EPS models are super similar. All three of these optics are enclosed optics. They all have the option for solar panels, all have the option for multi-reticle system. They all have 50,000 hours of battery life, size battery trays, all the same. The biggest difference for the 509 is it is bigger. It is more meant for your full-size guns like this, and it has a different mounting option. It mounts more like a Picatinny mount opposed to the 407, 507K footprint that these EPS models have, which they have the exact same footprint as well. So if you guys are interested in a video on the difference between the 509T versus the EPSs, let me know. I could do a video going over all three of them. This video is just really primarily for the EPS models. So now that you were able to be able to see these side by side and get a really good size comparison, let's go over which one is best for you. And if you are interested in a full detailed review on each of these optics and going over all the details of them individually, I do have a full review on the EPS and a full review on the EPS Carry. You guys can click that link here, or you can just watch the video after this one's finished. Now this decision is going to be a little bit more opinion based, but I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and what I think is best. So if you have a gun like this, it's smaller, it's good for concealed carry, like a Hellcat Pro here. I've had both the EPS and the EPS Carry on this gun, and I currently keep the EPS Carry on this gun. That reason being because the EPS Carry does not hang off on the sides, and it fits this size of a gun much better. Now if you're somebody that wants a larger field of view that the EPS offers, and you do not care that your optic hangs off the side a little bit, like an aesthetically pleasing look, then the EPS might be a better choice for you because it's a little bit larger and it's not as hard to lose the dot. That is my largest complaint with the EPS Carry. It's a very small optic, but they had to make it that small to fit these guns, and the downside of that is you do lose your optic a little bit more because the guns are snappier and the optic is smaller. So you have a smaller field of view and a snappier gun, so it kind of sometimes might get out of your optic. Not a big deal if you train a lot and you work with your gun. It's not something I've ever noticed, like, wow, I have to take this optic off. It is just something that I want to mention for those of you that might be new to red dots, or as just something to note in your decision making when trying to decide which one to go with. But if you don't care about the fact that this hangs off more, this one might be the route to go. Now, if you care like, wow, I cannot let this hang off because I think it looks goofy and I don't like a bigger optic on a small gun, then the EPS Carry is definitely your choice. The best thing about these optics is they're so similar, you really can't go wrong with either one. If you've already got it narrowed down to one of these two models and you're just trying to figure out which one to go with, you really can't go wrong. There's the only difference being the fact that it's size. It's going to be personal based, whether you want the larger field of view or you want it to sit more flush and look cleaner on your gun. Completely up to you, but you can't go wrong with either one. I think you're going to be happy with both of these because I've been very happy with both of these optics. So I hope this video is able to help you make a better purchase decision, decide which one you would rather go with, and differentiate the two, because it can get kind of confusing. If you guys want to help out the channel and things I do here, there's a couple ways to do that. Down in the description are some discount codes from companies I trust and a link to my website. A couple companies that help me and support the channel and the things I do here are Howitzer and Brownells. Howitzer is a fantastic clothing company that donates 5% of proceeds to charity, and they've donated a ton of money, and I love what they do as a company. Brownells is another company that you can get pretty much anything. They're like the Amazon of gun stores, and you can use code TA10 and save 10% on orders of $150, and that does help out with builds or buying optics like these. They do have these in stock a lot. It's hard to find because they go out as quick as they come in, but if you sign up for the email list and you put that discount code in, you can save a little bit of money on these optics. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. If you guys are interested in a video on the 509 and the differences between that, let me know. I'll do that. Also have a video coming on the Rating Ramjet and Afterburner combination here, this comp. It's very cool, very nice looking. The biggest thing I'm trying to figure out, is it worth the price tag of $370, and does it actually work and not just look really cool? So other than that, guys, thank you so much, and I appreciate you all.